Well, in the top left spawn location, having a little bit of trouble in this series so far. He's going to try to pull it back to 1-2. We have our blue ZerG player for Acer. It is Nerchio. And in the bottom right spawn location, looking like he's going to be getting a bit of cheese on his hands, we have our red Terran player up 2-0. Wants to make it a quick third. It's going to be Team Liquid's Bunny.
Now, there's a couple of different ways this can go. Just because the SCV is coming out doesn't necessarily...
He's 8 racks reapering.
What?
I'm sorry. He's 8 racks reapering.
I know.
Okay.
I was going to get there, Penguin.
I'm sorry, Maddles.
Why do you always have to interrupt me like that? No, so, yeah, this is going to be, obviously, a proxy Reaper play. Initially, some people panic and think, okay, it could be an 11-11 2 racks or something like that, but obviously, not that late. Interesting positioning of this barracks, actually.
Cute. This is so cool. You see where Nerchio's Overlord's going. His second Overlord is going.
Yep.
He's going to the best place to proxy a racks for Reapers. Because if you're gonna proxy Reapers, you're gonna do it behind their base. Because you get this little elevator area into the main. It's really nice. It makes it so easy to execute. And Bunny's just saying no. Bunny is just gonna proxy the racks in just some random place that Nerchio is never gonna see.
It's still going to be just as effective, though, because while the Reapers will be only maybe a fraction of a second later in there, Nerchio's not going to see it. He's not prepared. He's gone hatch first. We'll wait to see if he does go for the pool next. He hasn't gone for a gas opening as of yet this series, but hey, first time for everything.
Well, looking like it is going to be a pool out of Nerchio. He is getting a 15 pool, not a 16 pool, so at least it's going to be a little bit earlier than it otherwise would have been. But this is going to be such a difficult defense to execute. He has no idea it's coming. Bunny's not going to go into this SCV. He doesn't care if there's gas. What he cares about is getting down a bunker. And when he has 100 minerals, he's going to throw down a bunker. He may well do that now. Although, now a drone sees this. The drone's got to be wondering why that SCV was not moving forward. And, well, the Reaper's going to be coming on out now. No bunker has begun. The drone's going to be patrolling just to make sure it can see what's coming its way. And it's not going to be happy to see this Reaper moving up the ramp. And Nerchio is in a bit of trouble already.
Nerchio doesn't have his pool yet finished. The obviously bunker on its way. Second Reaper being produced behind this as well. Drone comes up, going to start working away at that SCV. Bunny needs to get that bunker up. That's when the kind of danger and trouble for Nerchio comes to a whole nother level.
Yeah, and I think what we may see is there's only one drone there at the natural. He may try to get a spine crawler down there, buy enough time for it to finish, and then move his drones down. I think that would be a pretty cool play. We see some good micro coming out of... Oh, he gets a surround of the Reaper! Oh, no, not quite, not quite. But good micro out of Nerchio so far to keep as many of those drones alive as possible. A second Reaper coming on up. The bunker is done. And still no spine starting at the natural, but that drone is still sitting there idly waiting for something. He's going to try to... Looks like he wants to try to get the low health Reaper, but no, the Lings are being forced away. Nerchio's doing an okay job so far. He hasn't taken too much economic damage, still sitting at 16 workers, and he is going to start getting to work on this bunker.
The bunker taking a lot of damage. The Reaper's going to have to back away from that as the Queen and a lot of Lings working it down. It will get taken out, but already we see that there's been a big investment already in those Zerglings. We can see that in total 11 have been forced to make. There's already been 5 of them killed, so that was 16 in total. That's 8 lava. The Queen's pushing forward, the Reaper's still staying alive, and yet again, just as in the last game, we're seeing Bunny display beautiful control with those Reapers.
Nerchio as well has had some excellent control there, great focus firing with the Queens, and he has held this off exceptionally well. I did not expect him to do that convincingly. Nerchio now finds himself in a great position. He's got an expansion, he's got Queens, he's got defense set up. There's enough Reapers in here that he may be able to pick off a couple of the drones, but he may well lose a couple of these Reapers in the process. One will go down, and that was not a decent trade there for him. And almost losing a second Reaper. Bunny is trying to get as much done as he can, but the Lings are going to try to force these Reapers away as well. There's a lot of Lings, and he will be able to maybe pick off another one. He does. Oh, is he going to get all these Reapers?
He very well could. He's on to creep now. He's splitting those Lings up very nicely. Going to come from all angles. Bunny trying to get out, but gets surrounded it. That was beautiful.
From Nerchio, and that puts him miles ahead in this game. Bunny is only about halfway done. Well, he's almost done now with his first CC. Starting up a third one behind this. He is getting a factory down with the reactor to try to get some Hellions out. But from here, Nerchio has complete and utter map control. This Hellion follow-up will not have Reaper support. There is nothing being made defensively against these Lings. The Lings can cross across the map and at least try to force this CC to lift and delay mining a little bit. And Nerchio from here, he has so much map control, all he has to do is make drones.
Nerchio is doing just that, droning up heavily. He knows that these Lings can be a right nuisance, and as you said, there's nothing to defend these. There's still not even a barracks back at home yet to start working through at that. In production, a couple of Hellions, but they're a fair way off. This is just annoyance to the max now for Bunny, who went for a very aggressive 8 racks Reaper play, and it hasn't worked out for him. Nerchio getting down that Roach Warren. This is a divergence from the play he's done in previous games, getting that a lot earlier. No sign of a third, no sign of much in the way of gas, just the 2 for the moment. But with the Hellions coming out, the Lings should be forced away. They can't push through that ramp and deal with Hellions.
No, with speed they can try to get a bit of a surround, but from here Nerchio's going to split his Lings up, try to get as many of them home alive as possible. Overall, though, they've done their job. And Nerchio here, from here, is up by 13 workers. The third CC has now finished for Bunny. That's going to put him in an okay spot. He's got a Viking to look around for some Overlords and try to kill off as many as possible. But we have the creep spread already doing so well here for Nerchio. Look at the creep tumors. This is going to spread so quickly. And from there, it makes it incredibly difficult for Bunny to get any aggressive damage done because the creep advantage starts so early on for those Zerglings.
There's also 13 roaches on their way out, and this is Nerchio just saying, do you know what? You don't have anything to stop this. I don't need to try and take a third. You committed so heavily with that Proxy Rax Reaper play, and it didn't do the damage. I can just come and kill you. But, Cloak Banshee.
Oh, he picks off 2 of the Hellions as well. That's very unfortunate for Bunny, but as you mentioned, there is a Banshee on the way, and that is going to definitely help him out with the defense. He also spots it pretty early, so he has time to start getting a bit of a wall going here, just to buy as much time as possible for that Banshee to do the damage it needs to. Marauder production starting as well. 4 Hellions. It's going to be very difficult for Bunny to not take critical damage from this, but he does have that Banshee almost done now. And even landing the Viking to add as much support as possible. Good kiting with these Hellions too. We'll see what he can do to try to defend against this, but Nerchio definitely is in a great position to try to do as much damage as he possibly can. Banshee popping out, but there's so many roaches here. It's going to take a long time to kill all of these.
And that's the thing, the Banshee can kill all of these roaches, but it's what can Nerchio do before that point. Nerchio's taking a third behind this, he's dealing nice damage, forcing wasted mining time, and still picking away very, very well. The SCV's trying to come back, Nerchio just chasing them through. He split the roaches into 2 different groups, but all in all, this Banshee racking up a fair few kills, but Nerchio doing even more. He's killed off a grand total of 14 workers already, and that number is still climbing.
Yeah, the roaches are still alive, and Nerchio's not committing to this. Committing to this would be one way he could possibly lose with this double Banshee play now, as the second Banshee is going to be finishing up, but he's done good damage with it. He knows he's done the damage he needs to. 17 worker kills. Overall, that puts him at 55 workers to 30, which is exceptional. Now, Bunny's not quite dead, as he does have 3 CCs. He can produce workers 3 at a time, and he does have a couple of Banshees that are going to try to do the damage that they can, but he is in an unfathomably difficult position this game.
The other thing as well is Spore Crawlers have come down, so despite there being cloak for those Banshees, detection is there. Obviously the Queens are there, ready to help deal with it. The third is vulnerable. We see already the Banshee's starting to work away. Obviously 2 Banshees can kill a drone in a single volley. The Queen's though doing a good amount of work, trying to force away those Banshee for the moment. And all in all, that work account, as you pointed out, Penguin, is just hugely in favor of Nerchio.
Yeah, and even an Overseer here with the Queens already, which is really nice. It's going to allow him to force this Banshee away, both these Banshees away, actually. And the 1-1 upgrades are on the way. I wasn't entirely sure if Bunny had double engineering base, but he does, so he's not going to be too far behind in the upgrades here. Also moving out his third base to be able to take that third location as well, while going up to 4 Raxes here, or 5 Raxes even. So he's trying to do as much damage with these Banshees as he can. He knows they don't have longevity in this game, so he's going to sacrifice them, just trying to kill off as many drones with them as feasibly possible. And he's doing a really good job. He's up to 13 drone kills, which means 11 from those Banshees, as the Reapers only killed off 2. But still, Nerchio in a great spot. He's got 8 Mutalisks on the way. Are there turrets ready? No, there are not, which these mutas could catch Bunny a little off guard, because with the early Roach play, he may have thought that the Spire would be a little more delayed than it actually is.
Okay, so a couple of Lings just coming to check around. They should be able to come and see that there is a third. Did they not go over there? Wait, whoa. Okay, no, they did. They've seen it, so knows that that third has been taken. The Overlord can see it as well, as I noticed there. So again, this is Nerchio just trying to see if he can get any more damage down. Bunny having to be a little bit risky. Penguin, what are your thoughts on this third base? Is Bunny going to be able to hold it?
He should be able to hold it for pretty well. I mean, he's got a couple Marines in there. He's got a missile turret almost done and a bunker. Mutas won't be able to break that. And there's not really that much on the ground here for Nerchio, only sitting at 14 speedlings. So he shouldn't have too much trouble holding it. The big problem for him is that he's behind in the upgrades. And, I mean, tech-wise, he's also going to be going up against +1 Mutalisks in just a minute. And the Mutas are doing some good damage in the natural, picking off 3 more workers here. And this time, Nerchio is not going to be late on his Carapace for ground either. So even that little advantage that Bunny had the last 2 games is not really going to be there anymore. But Bunny's done a good job to stabilize. He's not dead here. He's got his armory ready. He can start 2-2 as soon as he has the money for it. And he is getting double mine production now.
Mines burrowing up. They want to try and get some good shots off onto these Mutas. They are quite clumped. The Marine's doing a nice bit of damage. Nerchio loses a grand total of 1 Mutalisk there. Meanwhile, obviously, 4th base nearly finished up for Nerchio, just about to finish. So those gases getting taken nice and early. This is going to support the heavy Mutalisk style play and the heavy Baneling style we've seen out of Nerchio so far this series.
Yeah, and I think losing that Mutalisk for combat shields is a perfectly fine trade. Combat shields is starting at 15 minutes. It's going to be so long before those Marines are equipped with the additional 10 health, which is so important against Baneling burst damage. Meanwhile, we don't have any Banelings on the map yet, but of course, Baneling speed on the way. Nerchio is definitely going to be opting for them later, as it's really the best way to deal with bio in this kind of a matchup. And with Nerchio up at base here, ahead in upgrades by a good 2 minutes, he's continuing to just try to build up his lead. He's not overcommitting into his opponent or anything, but he's making sure that Bunny knows that he's present. He has the potential to do damage if Bunny screws up just once with his army positioning, and his creep spread behind this is continuing to get insane.
We've got 28 more Lings on their way through, so Nerchio is getting a fairly large army out ready to defend against Bunny if he starts edging forward. 2-2 upgrades are nearly... Actually, no, wait. Okay, yeah, 2-2 is on its way out for Bunny as well, but Nerchio has nearly finished up that, so he's going to have a solid upgrade lead when this engagement comes. Also, continuing on the harassment with the Mutalisks. There's only a single missile turret there. It's trying to get repaired up, but it will not be enough up against these +1 Mutas. So many SCVs getting taken down yet again. Nerchio, 87 to 59. May even get this natural orbital command.
Excellent timing on that attack as well, as he just spotted the army was moving out, gets the orbital command, gets out with all the Mutas as well. Bunny is essentially forced kind of all in here with this. He needs to do an exceptional amount of damage to stay in this game. He's got mines, he's got good micro, but he's sitting on mostly Marines. He's on creep. In comes Nerchio, getting a full surround there on the army. A lot of the Banelings will die, but more coming in from the back. GG is called, and Nerchio will finally put 1 on the board.